Hi everybody, welcome to another Whiskey Mystery. I'm Phil.
I'm Deepa.
Deepa was late again because she was chatting on her phone. I'm like, where is my assistant? Partner, equal partner in this crime. What are these doing on the table? Well, it's a new month. And so it's time we gave away some whiskey. These are all the names of people who have super chatted over the last month. And here you go, you can see some names. And here's all the Patreon names. So let's do that first before we do anything else. Right, you do super chats. Who is winning from our super chat? What's wrong with your hand? Okay. And the winner is... Who is it? Oh, it's Magic! I couldn't even read it. Deepa's waving it around there. Congratulations. There you go. Have some fireworks. And our Patreon winner. So you're going to get to pick $50 worth of whiskey off the sharing list. And if you're not easily accessible through the mailing service, then I'll just send you $50. PayPal or something. Okay, and our Patreon winner is Scotch Buddy. Buddy? Not Buggy, but Buddy. Fantastic. Congratulations. Right. Let's not lose those names. I shall set those aside while we get on with today's other nonsense. And of course, before we can start anything, let's get the viscometer going. Here we go. A little bit of a cold day today. I think the smoke particles in the air actually have blocked out some of the sun today, which is good because our studio lights get us warm otherwise. Right, what are we doing? For the next 12 minutes, we are going to be blind tasting bottle number 209. There are 97 whiskies to go. You can see them here on the shelf. That'll get us to the 300 plus mark. We're going to nose it, taste it, rank it somewhere on the shelf, maybe. But this is an unusual one. Something that we haven't had for a while in terms of its power. We are on big power. Who's in? I see Gerben is in. Good to see you, Gerben. Gonna have a little glass of water. Oh, Petehead. Petehead's in Scotland, but he's got a terrible Wi-Fi. But I hope you're enjoying it anyway. Petehead. Right. Yesterday's glass before we pour. No, that's not it. Okay. Vanilla mostly left behind.
Moist. Fresh. Arigato.
Again, I'm not detecting anything sherry or dark or smoky or phenolic or anything left behind. Although I did check it last night and it was a little bit sort of funky cheese last night.
It's not clean. It's not funny.
So I could be convinced that there was possibly a tiny bit of peat. Tiny. Like Port Charlotte levels. No. Right, shall we pour it? I think we pour. Here we go. What are we going to get? Gerben! The spare bottle is gone. Yes, it was the Ben Nevis Gerben. I worked it out later. Oh, well, those are some fine bubbles, aren't they? Fine meaning coarse. Look at the size of them. Robust bubbles. Now, what does that actually mean for strength? Those look fatter than you would get with 50%, don't they? You can see the granularity is bigger. So that makes me think there is a higher ABV than 50. And it certainly tasted strong yesterday. How's 56 looking? Well, the bubble diameter is actually bigger than 56. We have to go into bourbon territory to get a 61 example. And they're much faster disappearing. Maybe below, but you never know, you know, different barrels. I mean, that's bourbon for a start, so it could just behave differently. But it is looking healthy in the high end of the 50s at least.
So 58.
High 50s, possibly 60. But right up there, I think, if you just base it on the bubbles.
But viscosity is a bit I expect. Now I get a further.
Yeah, well, I got pears. I got canned pears.
Tin pears.
Yeah, tinned pears, like the ones with syrup. Now, I'm very curious to see if I can get any kind of peat or cheesiness to come out of this today. So I'm going to try and evaporate it off.
Funkiness.
Is it funky, though? Certainly grassy. There's a lot of alcohol.
It's moist. Malted barley.
Oh,
It's a feed.
malted barley. Monsoon. Well, we had that thing of, you know, when a road after fresh rain, whatever that is. Yeah, mineral, ozone-y kind of thing. Which is why, that's what I called it rock dust candy, because it is very sweet, candy, syrupy, as well as being kind of mineral at the same time. Tin pears and gravel. Lucas is guessing early with a Colila. Oh, the unpeated. It could be. That is strong, isn't it?
Again.
I'm just laughing at all the guesses coming in early. How are we doing on the viscometer? Just missed it. I think someone will shout out, but it worked out at 110% viscosity.
Oh.
So that is higher, especially at that ABV. That is higher than average. So this is a viscous whiskey for that percentage. Hey, fresh air. Hey.
Caramelized bananas.
Yeah, bit of caramelized banana. Now it is going slightly cheesy. I'm trying to convince myself, is there any possibility we're in the Springbank direction, or is this more of a Speyside? Petrichor. Yes. That was the word I was thinking of.
Chocolate powder.
Yeah, a little bit of chocolate powder. I mean, it has a very nice nose, although it doesn't seem overly complex. It just seems like there's a lot of power from the alcohol, obviously. A little bit cheesy though.
Strawberry syrup.
A little bit of cheesiness in there. Let me do a watered down pour. I want to leave that glass to really empty out. Right. Actually, let's do the... I just want to put a little bit on my hand then. We'll try that. What? That is strong. Oh, clean. Not getting... I'm not getting anything peaty there at all. I kind of was hoping to get some. Let's go for a heavy pour. Maybe we'll have a little look at swirls. How's the swirl factor? Yeah, see those oils mixing around in there now. Right, watery version. Oh, that's much more of that canned pears now. So hard candy kind of fruit.
Very strong absinthe.
Absinthe?
Very subtle.
Is that a secret way of saying fennel?
But it's more of liquor oil.
Oh, more bitter, nice bitters, but more bitter on the palate than expected from the nose.
I like it. It's a grassy, mineral. a son.
I'm going to take the ABV up a bit.
But that Annie.
Yeah.
Remind me of Jura.
Jura?
That's a grassy, savory.
Are you brave enough to go full strength? I send deeper in.
It's very thick. Creamy. 58, 59. Or even 57 if possible.
It's sweet up front, but then the finish is quite bitter grass kind of.
Grapefruit grind.
Yeah, grapefruit
But
rind.
nice. In a nice way.
Minerally. So it has this nice transition from what seems like a grape candy or a pear candy, and then rolls into all these little bitter herbals. Quite pleasant.
It's not bitter. Really.
Okay.
But I'm impressed with the texture. It's heavy, the creamy, and it's very moist.
Oh yeah, that's really good, isn't it?
I really like it.
Still relatively simple, which keeps me thinking it's younger. And also, if it's high ABV, like a 58, it's likely to be younger as well.
Sweet candy. It's very thick. Creamy. Not creamy, really. It's heavy.
It's a luscious way of saying fennel, Tony. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try full strength, and then we'll do a comparison.
And the finish is more of, fennel. Fennel for Annie.
It is, though.
It's prickly of peppers.
Peppery, licorice, fennelly, more than sweet at the end. Okay,
I like it.
comparison time. Now, I've picked high ABV younger whiskies. So the first thing to think about is just, is it stronger or weaker than? Oh,
If anything, maybe this slightly stronger.
yeah, I thought today's was slightly stronger. Now, is it better or worse than?
I like it. I like both.
So is that
Oh, I think it's really good.
is that your answer?
I think it's better.
Well, that is Kilkerran 8 on the top shelf. This actually seems more bitter coming back to it. Now, this is 55.7%, and this does seem stronger. Let's go up a notch. You can do better or worse at the same time. Oh, it's got a similar kind of pear candy thing going on, actually. Tinned candy. Tinned candies? Does
A
that
bit more
exist?
grassy though.
Funny drinking that in this context. Oh. It's got the eucalyptus at the end though, hasn't it?
Ooh. That's very nice. I think more than that one.
Oh, okay, so this is better. What about strength?
Can be better than again more bitter.
Yeah.
Rind.
More bitter.
But more somber. I think more complicated. That one more complicated.
Which one is stronger?
I think I still prefer this because it's more linear.
Okay. Which one is stronger?
Stronger. I think it's stronger.
Okay, so that one is local barley. So you do like it better. It is the 9, which is mostly bourbon. And we presume this is mostly bourbon. We are 1 second out of time. This was 57.7%.
So good.
So we're stepping up the ABV one more time.
But it's stronger.
It's close, but it could be stronger. Okay, let's go one more. Oh, that smells younger, doesn't it? Oh, quite perfumey, quite floral.
I think it's somber.
Yeah.
And I'm too dramatic. That's the tuber very dramatic. So I had to go for 2 days over this.
And that is one that, you know, we like it, but it wasn't knockout. This is Annandale, Man of Words. So this is ex-bourbon, and it's probably only 3 years old, maybe 4.
For Ex-Bourbon.
Well, there's a bit of colouring on this bottle, though. There's a tint. You see there's a rose tint in here. ABV, 59.5. A bit less, I think. Right.
So 58.
It seems like it's probably not in the 60s, judging by that science. Okay, let's bring up the painting before I forget the painting. Relatively simple, but there are these grassy notes and a little bit floral candy on the other side. Probably ex-bourbon, probably young. And
Yes.
it doesn't seem like there's anything fainty or peaty in there. And oh, but hang on now, that is quite cheesy now, isn't it? This is what happened last night. I came back. So there is a cheesiness which sometimes we get from older ex-bourbon, or it could be Springbanky cheese. It could be. Spreadsheet. Let's have a little wander through the spreadsheet. What are we going to see? Now, probably not in the 60s, but if it is, it could be that Glen Elgin maybe. I don't know. I'm just looking at anything that is strong. Oh, Deepa's run away. The Sauterre, the Edradour, it could be. There's that Colilla unpeated. Indian Peathead! Fantastic. You will be freshly named in the next round. Deepa will get that written down. I'll catch up on the replay. Okay. I'll just run down this list, Peathead. I'll give you your coins. There's a Linkwood. There's a Glenlossie. Mortlach is more sherried. I think the Ben Romac... Is the Ben Romac sherried, Tim? Could be that. Now, it could be a Springbank local barley. I didn't even bring them up. Valench. Kleinlich. There is this Springbank ex-bourbon, which is a lower ABV. Thanks, Indian Peathead. We will put you in. Of course, these ones are old now. There you go. Look, fresh names. It's all yours, Indian Peathead. I better do the same, otherwise I'll forget. Right, are we ready to make some guesses? Because we do have a few. We do have a few in the printout, meaning that we have traded, you know, a 250ml bottle. So there's the Glenlossie, that's 8 year. Glen Elgin is also 8 year, 61%. There's the Colilla, unpeated 18-year-old. And there's also a Linkwood 21 knocking around. There is a Kleinlich 21. There is this Springbank ex-bourbon. Now, it's 14-year-old bourbon wood, 55.8%. And there's the Edradour, which is 60%. What was the Kleinlich? 56.3. Do you think it's old?
Not really. I think 15 to 18.
You know, now
Now
I could be totally convinced that that is Springbank. There's just enough funkiness to do it. But I thought the ABV was higher.
it's getting more simple after this that much more complicated.
Where are we putting this on the shelf?
Somewhere there.
You want it? I don't like it that much. There's not that much going on.
There's not much going on about. But you give me this one, Was that?
Yeah.
That's good. This is more linear.
I'm looking at Isla Barley at the end of the shelf.
Do you have?
It's in there. Come on, Isla Barley. You know, we can make any excuse to keep Isla Barley on the shelf. But it would be funny if it is the Springbank. Smells younger. More spirity. It'll taste soft now, that 50%.
It's soft. It's fantastic. It's very farmy. Oh, I've done.
You'd rather have Isla Barley than today's? I think today's is older now. Okay, let's get this off the shelf. I mean, off the table. To avoid confusion. What are people guessing?
Isla Barley. Some character.
Yeah, there's a bit more character maybe to the Isla Barley.
They're not express. It's a
Bobby J, Gerben, I think Phil is thinking like you. Are you also going towards the Springbank, Gerben?
What bit are you?
What other guesses are there? Come on, Isla Barley. Yes, Jimmy Leg. I think everyone has their guesses in. Gerben, yeah, Gerben is on the Springbank 14. Well, I think it probably does make it on the shelf just about. But the shelf is such good stuff.
It is good, but after Isla Barley and has his own character. Not enough character. It is good, but
Right.
it's just not enough.
Decision time. Do you think it's 21 years old or 18 years old?
More lager.
So it could be.
It
could be one of these. That means it's not the Kleinlich.
It's not that dirty.
Also, this is 60%.
It can be this or this.
This is 61.8%. So I'm going to take that out. So we seem to be down. We seem to be down to the Glenlossie 8-year-old at 58.7 or
5.8.
Or 5.8 Springbank.
58. I think I might go for this. Or it can be this. Either.
I'm going for that as well. We'll just have the Springbank lurking as a backup. Are we ready? What is going to be bottle 209? Now we're confirming, if it turns out to be the Springbank, we're not going to suddenly rush it up the shelf here, are we?
No. Because it's too linear.
Too linear.
Especially after trying this one and that one.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. ABV is 55. Now, what's this? 55.8. It might not be that either.
55.
But it might be, because sometimes I just round the number. Round it down in this case. The age is 14.
Ooh.
It was $152. I think it's that one. It is from Campbelltown.
Move up.
And like we said, it is fantastic.
No. I mean, we know that you're not good at that. So we can move up.
Oh. It really is the Springbank 14 bourbon wood. Now, this works out at $7.8 per year, which is not bad.
Yesterday, you got this, but I did not put to mess with that word. But I keep getting funny for somebody else. You got this.
Well, it's a bit disappointing, I would say, but considering we paid $150 for it, we still are saying the Isla Barley has more character.
Yes.
And that's only a $60 bottle.
Yes.
And it's just because it's a little simple. just the ex-bourbon,
Yes.
probably a refill because it doesn't look that dark.
It's better in night, but I battery any day.
Okay, and also peat levels very negligible, not noticeable to us at least.
But it's easy.
Peat.
Oh,
But I have to say, it has that little bit of Springbank funk.
yes.
You know, I was close to picking it, but I didn't want it to be it. That's really what was going on there. But, so although it's slightly disappointing, there is good news. Because in the box, there was tucked
what
a
is
sample.
that?
And I remember you thought this was fantastic. I think this was from Mike. Did we get... No, hang on. Who did I get this from? Anyway, this is a 19-year-old cask strength ex-bourbon.
Yes, we get that from...
Mike Lee.
Oh,
And we had this as part of our early Springbank 21 lineup.
This one.
This is a 19-year-old sample. I'm not sure what you're asking.
Mini banner in the other Springbank.
Oh, it's ex-bourbon,
Okay,
but it's 19 years old. But look how light that is in the glass.
but I know sherry in it.
I'm telling you, it is ex-bourbon.
That unusual compared with the other.
No,
Back.
but this series where you see bourbon wood,
Wow.
it means it's just ex-bourbon. You might see sherry wood, or you might see something else wood.
This is
This was, let's see, cask type. Fresh and refill bourbon barrels. Distilled in November 2002, bottled in August 2017. Now, I know we... Oh, can't quite see it, can you? Well, there you go. Just about. I know we bought this... I think I got this from Ledger. No, not Ledger. Reno Liquor. Yes. It was up on their shelf for a while, and I returned and got it later.
but it was the part that it's putting because it's different. But yeah, it's not the dark stuff. Just because it doesn't have any complication. It's pretty simple, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, sweet.
That, on the other hand, has got tons of character.
Wow.
I remember looking...
Oh, I thought I was right this one.
No, this is the 19.
Oh, that is so.
I remember looking for one of these bottles. I'll have to look again. I think the only place I saw one was like $400 or something.
Oh, I love this.
Let's just go back. Now, it's not just the difference of, you know, the extra 5 years, but the type, the specific casks as well. It's just simpler. It's very nice, but it's got like it's got the highlights, but it doesn't have the depth.
Got it. Oh, this, wow.
Okay. $150. Yikes. It was less than that here. Yeah, well,
Because this actually more is more complicated, actually more integrated.
yeah. Jimmy Leg. I think this was a relatively cheap bottle at the time, and we bought it in a corner store where the prices were quite high originally, but I bet if you look on an auction now, it's probably a $250 bottle, isn't it? Of course. Everything's gone now.
2 years ago.
When did we open it? It was opened a long time ago because I haven't even written the date on, and I know I started doing that quite a while back. So November 2019 we bought it. Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
So obviously we have shared out most of this bottle. So I'm sure some of you have had it. Is the 19 a single cask, Jimmy Leg? Yes, it is. 19 SC, it says on the bottle. 58.6% ex-bourbon. Actually, is this a single cask? Outrun 9,000 bottles. No, of course, because they said they said a mix of bourbon, didn't they? Fresh and refill. Yeah, so that 9,000 run out is about the same batch size as local barley. Yeah, go on.
About the texture of
The texture.
it's very nice.
That's right, the viscosity was high.
It's beautiful.
Okay, Bruce. It looks like Bruce has got it. Congratulations, Bruce.
The Bruce got it.
Fill side, bottom shelf, in the middle. Now we're single rows in here.
The firework. The Bruce.
I have given Bruce fireworks. 210. Picked by Bruce. What are we going to get? Let's see. Are we going to get a bourbon? Not an ex-bourbon, but an actual bourbon. Here we go. No. I know it looks darker on the camera.
Sherry.
Is it a bourbon?
I have sherry in it.
Is it a bourbon?
Not enough.
Okay, I'm pushing your leg to say pick the glass up and drink it. It is quite dark. Let's see. Cheers all. Bobby J, the client is calling me back. Have a great rest of the afternoon. Thanks for tuning in, Bobby. I know you're busy. Ah, well, a single cask can be anything, can't it? Yes. It's so great when you get a good one. I know. And so sad that you can't have another bottle, typically. Whiskey 101. It must go on the shelf. It meets the criteria. Equals being from Campbelltown. We all know by the end of the year the shelf will be 100% Campbelltown, apart from one Ben Nevis 23. That is probably true. I missed Deepa's reaction. What was the face like?
I prefer today. I prefer today.
It's just because it's lower ABV.
Oh.
It's hard to... It's like, where are the flavours? Because we've just been sipping, 58% and almost 60%. I think that's good, but we'll have to come back when we have some taste buds that are still alive. Ah, right. Are we done? I think we're done. Everyone will probably be over at Roy's after this. How do you feel about the Springbank? Do you feel disappointed?
No, not really, but not worth buying for about others.
I'm going to quickly look.
I must.
Let's have a quick look on the auction website. Scotch whiskey auctions. Yes, of course it pops up. Let's just search for Springbank 14 bourbon wood. I'm just curious to see what they sell for. There's one in the current auction, but I want to see what the previous prices were. The one in the current auction. Wow. £230.
No, don't buy it.
£230 in the last auction. Okay, that...
No, not worth it.
And at £230, you have to almost double it. You have to get to almost $400 for this. I would say at $150, it was already expensive. It tasted to me... I mean, I suspect I prefer Ugadal.
I prefer Isla Barley.
Isla Barley is better. The Kilhoman is better and is cheaper as well. A little bit cheaper than what we paid.
No, I prefer Isla Barley.
Okay.
But the only problem with putting today is that it does not add a character.
We'll put it at the end of the shelf.
Yeah.
You want to keep Isla Barley?
Yes.
I think by default, Isla Barley has to win the bottom place position for all eternity. I mean, it's been off the shelf a couple of times, but we've got it back.
Okay, so I'm off. Is this compared with this? 9.
Compared
to 9, I'm off. Is this?
it was a little bit cheaper. The 9 typically we've paid about 180 for the 9s.
And what about the Karen 8? I had that very much.
The Kilkerran 8 was $90, so that was cheaper.
Oh, any day go for that one.
Yeah.
Over this.
And just so you know, this is the Kilkerran 8, 55.7%. Ex-Bourbon. No sherry nonsense. Right, Jimmy? Yeah. Now, only because only because it's got more character, but the character is it's more challenging. It's kind of dirtier. It's a dirty character. Right, I think we've made enough mess on the table. Let's catch up. Last bit of chat.
And can you bath it again?
No, because it was an older batch, but we do have a spare.
But get any bad. And the newer batch.
Yeah, but the new batches are sherry.
Oh.
They haven't done an ex-bourbon one for a while. Let's catch up. Let's see. Going down an ABV is very difficult. It's like drinking water. It's right, Jimmy. You can only step up. That is a ratchet in a way that nothing else is a ratchet, I think. Jimmy Ledaig, I have an older 12 cask strength, 50.3%. I wonder what it's worth. Yikes! Yes, apparently about $300. Yeah. Oh, that Kilkerran 8 bourbon. Oh my. Yes, Jimmy Ledaig. Well, you have the other one, don't you? Don't you have the one that was before this one? You have the 56.2% version. This is the 55.7%. Right, I think we are all done.
It's putting I this so much about this. No, it's all about character.
Yes, it's all about character. We should all have more character in our lives. More characters. Right. Thanks everyone for watching. We will see you back on Sunday to find out. Should we give it one more go?
This respond that.
The new one. There's character in there. That has character.